Hey everybody, welcome. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So good to see your faces or screenshot or screen savers. Hi Melissa. All right, we're gonna go ahead and dive right in. So let me just first say, if you were not on the team call this morning, you'll either want to watch that recording, or I'm actually going to do like an abbreviated training because there's a tool that I talk about in there that's going to be really helpful to all of you guys. So make sure that you get up to speed on that, because here's what I try to do. The team training at 10 is for the entire broader team. This for you guys is like specialized training just for you, because you guys have raised your hand and said, hey, I want to hit some goals, and I really want to have momentum in this 60-day period. I'm committed. I'm doing our certainty worksheet that talks about 3 reach outs, 4 follow-ups, plugging in, posting on Facebook. So you're doing those things at least 4 times a month. And I'll tell you guys, the more of that you do, the faster you'll get to your goals. So maybe you need to do 5 days a month, or 5 days a month, 5 days a week, or 6 days a week. Or maybe you need to do 6 reach outs instead of 3. So if you want to accelerate it, you can, but that's just the general bones of how to go about this. So just FYI, you'll want to be sure and watch that back, because I'm really excited about what we talked about with regard to this little worksheet, which I posted this morning on the team page. So what I want to do right now is I'm going to share my screen, and because it's just easier, I think, to go through a presentation so you guys can actually be following along to sort of what we're talking about. So this training, 30 minutes, is going to be all about creating momentum in your business. And it's actually, this probably isn't all inclusive, but these are the 3 things that I think are critical to really create momentum. So we just came off of an incredible month, company-wide. And you guys, that was May. We're coming into June, and we have all of the exact same tools and resources available to us. We still have $9.99 sign-up fee. We still have the stimulus bonus. We still have 10% off welcome packs. And on top of that, so imagine how crazy that was. This month, we have convention and a new product launch. So, and we also have the new product of the month with Active that just gives us another excuse to be able to reach out to people. So if you were kind of watching last month and you were like looking left to right and being like, wow, what's going on? Wow. And then you were like, all of a sudden, like, man, why didn't I get in on this more? Here's your chance. Here is your chance. You can do it this month. All right, so these are 3 necessary components for momentum. First of all, action. And this is specifically your action. You doing that worksheet, getting new people to join. Just a second. All right, the next piece is retention. So we get them, we got to keep them around, and some strategies for doing that. And then the third is duplication, and which is, okay, I'm getting people, I'm keeping people around. Now I've got to teach them to get people and to keep people around. So it's sort of this 3-pronged approach, and this is how you're really going to create momentum. I think a lot of times a mistake we make is we get the people in the door, but then we just refocus again on getting more people in the door. And so it's critical that once you get them in, you're working with them to keep them around. So I'm not just going to tell you we need to do that. I'm going to show you the things that we have in place to help you do that. But the first thing we all have to do, and this is what the whole call this morning earlier was around goal setting. We all have to set goals at the beginning of each month. And then it has to be a part of our day-to-day, week-to-week activity of revisiting those goals we set, making adjustments, being flexible. You guys, if one of your goals is to add 6 new level 1 ambassadors because you want to get to gold or senior gold, you don't know who they are right now. You don't know who those people are going to be. You might have some ideas. You probably got some hot leads. But one of those people is going to come in and go, I totally want to get to silver. Well, if you hadn't planned for that, then you need to readjust your plan a little bit so that you can focus and work with them and help them to get to silver. So you have to set monthly goals both for yourself and for your team. And some areas that you can set those goals are total point growth for your whole team, your personal enrollments, and why would you not set a goal for 6 enrollments this month? It's cash money with the stimulus bonus. So set a goal for 6. If you don't hit it, okay, but you're probably going to hit 3 pretty easily. So set those goals big. Might as well. We have a lot to offer. And then how many enrollments across the team. And really, guys, one of the most important things on how to figure that out is you got to talk to people on your team. You've got to know what your plan is. You've got to understand how many points you need to get there. And that's all what the training earlier this morning was on. So you'll have access to that. I just really want to challenge you to make sure that you watch that. And then individual people on your team. Who is close to silver? Who's close to super silver? If you've got a larger team, who's close to gold or senior gold or ruby? And when I'm saying close, I mean like close to silver would be someone who's got 5 or 10 points. Close to super silver is going to be someone that's maybe like 30 points, maybe 25. So they've just got to get up to 50. Somebody close to gold, I'd say anything 60 and above, honestly. And then senior gold, that's 250 points. So I'm thinking anybody that's 160 and above, that I would absolutely be reaching out to them and saying, let's get you to senior gold. So just look and sort in your back office by team points, and then sort again, and it'll put them all in order, and you can kind of see where everybody ended. You'll have to change it to May, and then you can sort of see where everybody ended and who you have as options to reach out to. I like this quote: the trouble with not having a goal is that you can spend your life running up and down the field and never score. How exhausting, you guys. I mean, that's like equivalent to a hamster wheel. We don't want that. You've got to have a goal. We want to, maybe we only get to the 5-yard line. Maybe we don't score, but at least we had like a goal line, a place we were trying to get to. And even if you only get to the 5-yard line, you're that much closer. So I want you to set goals, number one. That's our first sort of step. But then set goals that are stretch, that are going to challenge you, that are going to maybe force you to address some fears that you have, or maybe some resistance you have around your business, or make you like really think about why am I not reaching out to people right now? What is keeping me from reaching out? Is it because I don't know what to say? Okay, I've got all these messages in this messaging workbook. No, that's not it. Okay, is it because I don't know who to reach out to? Oh, it's because I haven't made my list in a while. I need to revisit my list. Figure out where that resistance is coming from, and then address it and tackle it. Okay, so let's go through each one of these 3 things. First of all, getting new people. You guys, we can do this by using that tracker that you all have as a part of this 60-day push. Just a few of the items on there are the 3 new asks every single day, or at least, you know what, sorry. Now let's do that. That'll be better. So your 3 new asks at least 4 days a week, your 4 follow-ups at least 4 days a week, posting on social at least 4 days a week, growing your network, plugging in and connecting to our systems. And our systems, guys, are 3-day challenges, small group Zooms, which we talked a little bit about last week. We've got 2 events coming up this month. One is Thursday night, and then one is in a couple of weeks. These are more like opportunity type events that you can plug people into. You guys, honestly, if you have someone that's interested, just grab your upline and hop on a FaceTime right now. Like what, sometimes I think that we have these ideas that it all has to be sort of planned out. No, just go for it. Just grab them, answer their questions, have, have some kind of a structure, make it 10, 15 minutes and get them going. Whatever works for them. But this is important, and whenever I say whatever works for them, I'm talking about like your prospects. You guys are working, you guys are putting in the effort right now. This is something we did all through May with that activity tracker. So this piece of you getting new people is, I mean, this is just review. You know how to do this. The bigger your goals, the more days you complete the above and the more asks and follow-ups that you would complete each day. So this is for you. Now let's go to retention, this piece of keeping people around. So I rolled out yesterday our Dare to Dream Team onboarding for success workbook. And this is track 1, which I know, I think I clarified for all of you guys. This is for every ambassador. We were real sensitive to not use language that they might feel like we're trying to trick them into being a business builder, if that's not what they want. People who want to be business builders, this will be great for them too. It just helps set them up for success with regard to their products, helps them establish a routine, helps them to feel welcome, and then also just makes them understand perks and their subscription and why it's important to be consistent. Listen, whenever we added 222 people to the team last month. All of these people need to be started off strong. We need to use this workbook with them and make sure that they really understand. Don't just, give them the workbook, but then walk them through it, talk them through it, sort of help them set up their routine, troubleshoot with them. Use this tool to get them started for success with their products. We also have a follow-up schedule that's a really great little one-pager, and I'll post this in the group. And it's really just some thought starters and messaging on how to follow up the first month. So days 1 through 3, you would go through this new ambassador guide with them. And then day 4 is about the time their products are going to arrive. So there's a message on reaching out to them about their products. And then 1 week after that, just checking in and just having some value to bring, but also following up with them and making sure that they have product success, because we all know that is our first step in keeping them around. They've got to have success with their products. And then we can begin to talk to them about, hey, who do you know? Referrals, referring people in. If they did a 3-day challenge, wasn't that fun? Who do you know that could benefit from these products? Who do you know that's really focused on health or immune support or skincare or whatever? Then you can start moving them into that stage of asking. But right now, we just really want to get them started on the products well so that they can have success. Now, that's your new people, but let's think about the people that you've had for a while. You want to understand their goals and help them to meet their goals. And so that's where the training I did earlier today on goal setting and using these worksheets to help people kind of map it out is so critical, because the more you can help others to meet their goals, you guys know this, but it's worth repeating, is it's a lot harder to achieve, like, say, senior gold on your own. That's something that if you do your part, but then you're also helping people on your team to meet their goal of getting to silver or their goal of getting to super silver or even to gold. Not only does it build a stronger foundation for your business long term, but it's also so rewarding when you're able to help people achieve their goals, and it makes it so much more doable for you in hitting your rank ups. So we have these 90-day map worksheets that are really great for mapping that out, but we also have our silver workbook, which we went through last week, that talks about doing Zooms. It talks about our 3-day challenges and the plan and just some other tools that you have to really help people to meet their goals and hit silver or super silver or whatever that might be. Just a reminder, when somebody hits silver, they're 80% more likely to stick around. So the first step to anybody ever going silver is they've got to have success on their products and fall in love with the products. And then they feel so great that the person who said, I will never share, all of a sudden goes, I can't keep my mouth shut about this. And you want to be there, and you want to have planted the seeds of what it would mean for them to refer their friends and family in, and how simple it is to do, especially with our 3-day challenges, or because you're offering to host a Zoom and get them on board. And then there's this duplication piece. And this is really like, you are taking action daily. You are helping goal set and helping the people on your team to, have a good product success, and you're figuring out what it is that they want to accomplish. And then you turn around and you want to help them to do the same things. You want to help them to take action. And so I'm calling them your workers. I don't know what, they're the people who want to share, the people who are open to posting on Facebook or sharing their results. They're willing to do that. So of course you want to onboard them successfully, but then you want to teach them to onboard new people successfully. And then you want to teach them to get into action. And you got to be a little more granular with somebody new. You guys know what you're doing. You intuitively know, I need to make a list. I need to reach out with messages. I need to have a good follow-up schedule so that I can make sure that these people aren't falling through the cracks. I know I need to post on social media. And I know I have all of these events, 3-day challenges and things that I can invite people to. So intuitively, you know that, but just don't forget. Do you guys remember the first call we had where I did the tapping versus humming sort of exercise, where I was tapping a song and you all thought it was one thing, but then whenever I hummed and put that additional context in there, it was like mind-blowing, because you're like, oh my goodness, it's a totally different song. Never even crossed my mind. Well, that's what you want to do when you think about duplication and you think about people on your team and helping them to achieve their goals, say it's hit silver. Don't just assume they know to make a list. Don't just assume that they know how to send a message. You give them those messages. You sit down with them. And you know what? This is a really good thing to do in person, because, or not in person, even like over FaceTime or Zoom, because you can say, okay, tell me some people that you can think of that are very influential. And you'll watch, they'll start making the list and they'll go, well, I don't think that one would want to. And then you're like, okay, well, why? Why wouldn't they want to? And then you can coach them and say, no, okay, they make a lot of money already. They're very, very busy. Maybe they don't want to be that busy. Maybe they would like to have more flexibility to be home. Maybe their job is so stressful and it's really impacting their health, and they would really like to have something that's different. Don't make that decision for them. And so you can kind of walk through with them as they're thinking through their network, and you can help them to see that, don't prejudge, and help them to make that list. And then you can say, okay, why not? Let's go ahead and send out 3 messages right now. And you can do that together. So just think about that. Think about the fact that we're both tapping and humming whenever we're teaching people how to get into action and how to begin to reach out. Post on social. Okay, so they're willing to post something. Give them an exact post. Give them a post that they can use as sort of like a coming out post. A lot of times people want that first post, like, how do I say this the first time? And then you can give them some ideas of future posts, and just talking about the value of social media and how it plays in so well with our private messaging. these events, I mean, have they ever even gone through a 3-day challenge? Because if someone hasn't even participated in a 3-day challenge, how are they going to know what that's like? So that as they're describing it with others and saying, hey, you should do this. Well, it's always better to have experienced it yourself, seen that it's fun, seen that the information is valuable and the engagement is, exciting. There's prizes and things like that. And then they can understand what it is that they're inviting people to be a part of. So it's just this system of them doing it and then knowing how to teach it, and then them doing it and knowing how to teach it. So we'll go back to these 3 big, like, necessary components for momentum. And I was actually talking with someone earlier this week, and just the importance of getting people in the door, but then making sure that we partner with them in such a way that they have success. So if you added 3 people last month, as you are walking them through our new ambassador workbook, you're also training them. And they're learning what it's like to be an ambassador on our team. And they're learning what it means to onboard someone. So then when they add somebody new, they know, oh yeah, there's this really easy workbook to go through that Erin showed me, or Elizabeth showed me, or whoever showed me. And that's such a great tool that's going to allow me to be able to get people started. So I wanted to really quickly walk you guys through that little workbook and just make sure that you truly see some of the benefits that it has. Here we go. So let me do that real quick. And then I would love to open this up to any questions that you guys might have. I should have had this pulled up. I'm sorry. My internet is so slow. So slow. I don't know what the deal is. Probably continuing, the whole wide world is on social media. I mean, on internet. Okay, here we go. So this is our new ambassador guide, track 1. So as a reminder, we'll also have a track 2. The track 2 will be for people who really want to work the business, and they tell you that from the very beginning, because it's going to be a lot more accelerated and focused on getting them started, getting them to silver as quickly as possible. But what I want to do here is just walk through this real quickly. So the 3 big focuses here are welcoming them, making sure they have product success, and making sure they know just a few basics about their back office, specifically around perks and subscription. So each one of these little links, like see how the welcome is underlined? Those are clickable, which means you click on that and it'll shoot them over to their back office, to a welcome video that Plexus has produced. It's really good. I'd love for you guys to watch it as well, so you know what it is it's going to cover. If you signed them up, you'll want to be sure and get all of this information to them and tell them your referral link. You guys, your referral link is just your website. To say your referral link is this, here's your username, here's your password. And then schedule a Zoom with them, because you're going to want to walk them through Zoom or FaceTime, whatever you guys, or face-to-face if you can do that. Walk them through a few back office things. And then make sure they purchase their welcome pack, which more than likely they have. But you guys, 250 perks when you purchase a welcome pack. So make sure they know that essentially they're getting the equivalent of $25 back just by purchasing that welcome pack. So that was day 1. Day 2 is just product success. Each one of these little microbiome, triplex, these things are clickable, so it'll shoot them over to their back office. this Live It, Love It, Track It worksheet, when you click on that, it shoots them down to the additional resources down here at the bottom. I wanted everything all in the same worksheet so the pieces didn't get separated. So this is their Live It, Love It, Track It worksheet, and it just talks about some of their goals, some things they need to do to get started, like taking before pictures and stuff like that. And then this is where you'll kind of help them set up their routine and tell them, you know, take your 2 probiotic at this time and this and that. So that's the Live It, Love It, Track It worksheet. We also have a little product success worksheet. This is just all about establishing consistency, both for water, your products, and then some tips and tricks for success. So that's another little worksheet that they can complete. And then this is the one that they'll do kind of once you're done with this initial orientation. And I love this because it shows them to recognize non-scale victories. So just little things that maybe they never would have thought about that they're seeing improvements in. And so they'll start to track those and recognize those. And then finally, just some little instruction things. These are great for you and great for them. How to log in, how to set up your subscription or change it, all about perks and just some additional little tools and such. And you guys, honestly, that's really all they need to know in the first few days. This will really keep you from oversharing and confusing them. And then we'll start the track 2, which we're in the process of developing, but it's really just the things I just went over with you, teaching them how to message, how to make their list, and then how to reach out using our 3-day trial and such. And then this is day 3, and this is where before they have that Zoom with you, they can watch these 2 videos and then read these documents, which were the documents I just showed you at the bottom. And then on the actual call, you will walk them through, like literally showing them where the little login button is, and you know, just like where to find their perks, their sort of dashboard, just a few highlights, and where the subscription is housed so that they know, just have some orientation. And then you really want to get them to commit, like what are their goals, make sure they know to be consistent for 60 to 90 days, and that you're going to be following up and working closely with them to help them. And then finally, just some next steps. This is like putting a little bit of a bug in their ear that if you were to share, let us know. We'll get you hooked up on that. If you do think that you would, you know, like to make some money, let us know. Or if you want to be more connected than what we've shared so far, then you can join in on team pages and weekly calls and things. So I just wanted to take a couple of minutes, make sure you guys all knew that it's all clickable and the resources are right there. All right, so questions. The thing that I want to ask you guys to do is I need you to set your goal. I need you to, and you can either share it in our group chat or you can just private message me. But I want to know what your goal is for this month. And going back to that first page that I had on the presentation, what's your point growth goal? Like, how many points do you want to grow? How many people are you going to add? Are you going to add 3 and earn the $100, or are you going to add 6 and earn the additional $250? And then if you've got a larger team, like who on your team is close to a rank up? Who on your team is close to silver or super silver? And put them as part of your goal in reaching out. I would encourage you just to go over to my team page and print this off, the one that's most appropriate for your next rank, and use that. And then watch the training from this morning to kind of see some of the other things, but go ahead and get started on setting those goals and determining what you are going to do in June. Because you guys, we have every single opportunity at our fingertips for achieving those goals this month. Elizabeth, yes.
I just wanted to chime in about that guide. I sent it to 3 because I thought I'm not going to overwhelm myself. I'm going to start with a few. Sent that guide to 3 and just said, we just developed this. I'm super excited for you to take a look at this. It lays out everything you need to know to get started and be successful in your products. I'm going to send it. I said, can I send it to you tonight? And will you do the day one? It's very short, and we'll touch base tomorrow. And all three of them said yes. And one of them even said, yes, can we meet? And so we scheduled a Zoom at 11 o'clock today. We walked through it. She loved that welcome video.
Oh, good. That's a great video.
The one that's in the beginning, that 30-minute old Brooke Knitz or whatever her name is.
Mm-hmm.
She loved it. She's making her list. She's super excited. It was late. She's a teacher and a principal. So she loved how easy it was, step by step, crystal clear, had all the supportive documents that went with it. And she's really excited. And she's been an ambassador for years, but she's just now considering sharing because she has such a great health testimony. But that made the Zoom so much easier to have that guide to walk through with her.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I want to hear the feedback, all the feedback. Just so you guys know, Elizabeth helped me. Maria helped with it. Lena helped with it. Jen Weatherman. I mean, we agonized over some of it for like a month, trying to like rework it. And the hardest part is what to take out. That's the hardest part, because you're like, but no, because you know what Donald Miller says? You know who I'm talking about? Anybody? He says, you confuse, you lose. We do not want to confuse people. We want to bring clarity and make it, because when you're confused, you shut down and you just like go scroll Facebook or something, right? No, we want people to be like, this is so simple. All I got to do is just take action. And so, and that's the same way with your people who want to get to silver, you guys. Very clear. You want to get to silver? Let's make a list. Okay. Let's start messaging. Okay, let's post on Facebook. And then let's do that again. That's all you do. Now, granted, when you're messaging, you're inviting to stuff. And that's where the 3-day challenges and the Zooms and that kind of stuff comes in. And you've got all these, it's like a little buffet of options, but the structure of it's exactly the same. Make a list, send messages, post on Facebook, and then do it again. Super simple. You want more? Do more messages. Oh, of course, and then follow up. You got to follow up. So, all right. So set your goals. This is your action. This is your to-do. Set your goals and then message them to me. Or if you guys want to message them to the whole chat, I think that would be awesome. And specifically goals around point growth or a rank that you are planning to attain, number of personal ads this month, and then who you're going to help on your team. If you're not comfortable, you can just put initials, or you can say, I've identified two people I'm going to develop to silver, if you want to kind of be more vague. If you're private messaging me, please tell me their names, because I would love to reach out and encourage them. But if you were grouping or posting in the group chat and you want to be a little bit more vague, that's totally fine, whatever. And do that by the end of today. Is that fair? I mean, we're in it right now. You might as well think about it. Once you have those goals set, you will feel so much excitement, because those are going to pull you forward throughout the month. And then once you get this thing completed and you're revisiting it, like each day when you sit down to work, you're like, oh yeah, I need to follow up with so-and-so, or oh yeah, I was going to reach out to Susie and I haven't reached out to her yet. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for staying committed. We've got 1 month left in this 60-day push group. It ends at the end of June. And so I want us to make the most of our time together. Keep doing your certainty worksheet and keep showing up. You guys got this. I'm super proud of you. All right, see you later.